Let's be real. Spending time with family can be great and it can be stressful. Either or, both, all of the above, right? So, as we head into the holidays, like we're here, right? What do you need to do to protect yourself and your wallet when it comes to these holiday gatherings? That's what we're going to talk about today. So, here we go. Welcome back to the Your Money, Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Aimee Cerka. We are talking about, as we head into the holidays, protecting yourself and your wallet. I'm thinking specifically about these activities, these gatherings, and as an introvert, we can add like an extra level in here, but I've got 5 things to help you prepare as we head into the holidays. So I know it's a busy season. Let's get to it. The first thing is I want you to set the intention beforehand. Like, what are you going to do? The space that you're going to hold for yourself, the respect that you're going to hold for yourself. My friend Kylie, she's been on the podcast several times, did a really great masterclass recently about, like taking care of yourself into the holidays. It's in her group. If you want to see that, send me a message on Instagram. I can get y'all connected. But like, set the intentions beforehand. What is like your goal? What's your intention? That way you don't get like wrapped into things. And okay, as we go through these, it's probably going to help with what intentions you need to set. So let's keep going. Okay. The second thing I want you to do is have a boundary. Okay. So if you know people, because I think we all do, they'll say one time, they really mean like 30 minutes early or an hour earlier or an hour later. Like, set the boundary and show up when you need to show up. Like, set it accordingly, but do what you were told, like what you plan to. Don't let them, whatever that influence there, affect you. Okay. Because you can only control you. We can't control how they act, but you can control yourself and the boundaries that you set and the way that you honor and respect yourself there. The third thing I want you to do to protect yourself and your wallet is plan for recharge time. So, full transparency, I am recording this the day before it goes live. I don't like to do this, but I am. And if you're connected on social, you're going to see that my kids woke up this morning to a letter, which I thought it was really funny, but from the quote school board. We homeschool, if you don't know, okay? I made the decision last night, actually, after I had already told my oldest, like, we were still going to do the school this week. I was looking at the calendar and I was like, you know what? And we're going to talk about this in the next several weeks because, like, this is part of the planning. But I don't want to feel like we are cramming everything in that we can to and rushing through the time leading up to Christmas because that's not enjoyable. And I'm not building a business based like to get to the income levels like necessarily like those accolades there, they're great. But it's more important to me to build a life, a legacy, a business that feels good as we go. Because we've talked about this a couple of times before. There's nowhere to get to. So building in recharge time. So back to what they woke up to. They woke up to a letter that said like attention students, the school board convened and your Christmas break starts effective today. Because originally we were going to do like a half week of school this week. Not happening. I was like, no, I would rather sit here and enjoy the time. We can plan to start back earlier. So we're planning to start back on January 2nd. If that happens, great. If not, it's not a big deal because we're doing what we need to recharge and building in that time. Prioritize saying yes to yourself. I think most of us overcommit over the holidays, yeah, like myself included, but build in that time and prioritize recharging you. Don't, again, going back to the boundaries, holding the boundary for yourself to saying yes to yourself when you need to. Okay, this fourth one here is more about your budget, 24-hour rule. Just as a reminder, if you're going to make a big purchase, like wait 24 hours to make sure you're not making the emotional decision. So maybe it's a fun activity that you want to go do, but like it's a big impulse and you feel like that check about, find another way to do something else. Wait the 24 hours so you can look at things objectively. Last thing, plan ahead. Food stops, especially if you're traveling, but food particularly. I mean, how many of us, we had a Christmas party last night, we have a Christmas party tonight, we have field trip tomorrow, and then another Christmas activity in the evening. And then we're taking a meal to a family that we know that needs support right now, and another Christmas activity. And then the following day, we have another activity with forest school. Like when those things are going on, it can be really easy to kind of forget about food and needing to purchase food for your family because we all kind of get hangry sometimes here. Well, myself and the kids get hangry in our family. So, like, we can't just go without food, but it can definitely add up if you're not planning ahead for what you're going to need to eat. So, we're setting intentions beforehand on what you want this to look like, whether it's the boundaries that you're taking, the time that you're going to need to recharge. You're going to use the 24-hour rule as you go through everything. Expenses, maybe it's toys or gifts that you're looking at, and you came in with one intention, but then you're like, ooh, look at this, and ooh, look at this. I'll have to say that I feel like I did much better this year with sticking to that. So, yay, progress, because I'm a work in progress too. It's something that we're always working on. And then the fifth thing was planning ahead, food and stops. But I really want you to make the space to enjoy this. I don't want you to get caught up in like all the have to do's. I want you to enjoy this time, this season, and what you need to do to protect yourself and wallet. So hopefully this was helpful. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Instagram, if you're watching on YouTube, you can always let me know here in the comments below. I want to hear. I hope. Oh, I've got to get to announcements before I sign off. We have decided as of today that there is not going to be a Tuesday episode next week on the 26th. And I'm going to get into more about why coming up because we just talked about like my consistency, right? I had the episode planned. But really what I realized was this wasn't best designed as a podcast. And then it was like, okay, we're going to put this together. Actually, it's still on Instagram right now. We're going to do this as a workshop live the week after Christmas so that you can work on your holiday budget to plan for 2024. But I don't want to do a budget. I don't want to do a workshop next week. Like, being honest, like I'm shifting things so that we can wrap up and then I can really spend next week, supporting my clients on Voxer, Slack for the Money Mastery Academy members, doing the wrap up things and really focusing on what I want to, because we don't have to go, 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 right? Like you run your business doesn't run you. So making these choices, we will still have a cash clarity episode. So you will get one on Thursday. I already recorded that. It's a really quick hit episode, and I feel like it's going to be helpful, especially if this holiday budget thing is interesting. But what I've decided to do is I am recording it as a workshop for Money Mastery Academy members. If you want to get access to this, it's going to have like your PDF worksheet and the video overview. I think $7 is all I'm going to charge for it. But if you want access to this, drop holiday on YouTube, we're watching on YouTube, or send me a message on Instagram. The link will be in the show notes. Like the word holiday, and I'll give you the info for that. We're not doing anything fancy, but this is the way that it needs to be done because you don't need like a long, you need to see it, right? You can listen to this, we can talk through this, but you need to see. And I'm going to give you the guide to do the step-by-step walkthrough, creating your holiday budget. Believe it or not, right after the holidays is the best time to set this up. And it's also the easiest. So only $7 if you want that holiday over on Instagram. That's what I've got for now. We'll see you next time.